Falls are a major concern for seniors. Approximately 1 in every 4 seniors falls every single year, according to the CDC. And unfortunately, about 78 out of every 100,000 older adults dies from a fall-related death each year. So fall prevention is incredibly important. Now, most standard balance exercises to prevent falls are done while standing in one place, such as tandem stance or single leg balance. And if you watch this channel regularly, you'll know that single leg balance is in fact one of my favorite balance exercises because the ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds or longer decreases your 10-year mortality or death rate in half. However, sometimes it's not enough. For example, if you have pets that run in front of your feet, or if you have grandchildren that leave toys on the floor, or if you have some balance or stability concerns when going downstairs or walking down curbs, just standing in one place on one leg may not be challenging enough. So in this video, I'll show you 3 dynamic balance exercises that you can use to prevent falls while walking. Now, I will note that you should be able to balance on one leg pretty well before doing these. So if you can't stand on one leg without holding on, I would suggest practicing that first. Now, the first exercise is going to be a star balance test. This is typically done on a star-shaped mat where there's a line going forwards, sideways, and then at each diagonal. You can purchase those or put tape on your floor, but to be more accessible, I'm going to show it just on a standard floor without stars, because you should be able to do it just about anywhere. To do this, you're just going to tap forward as far as you can, tap sideways in a diagonal about 45 degrees as far as you can, tap straight sideways as far as you can, tap backwards 45 degrees, and then straight backwards. And then repeat. Go forwards, 45 degrees forwards, straight to the side, 45 degrees backwards, and then backwards again. Try to work up to where you can do 10 repetitions and then switch to the other leg and go forwards, 45 degrees, sideways, backwards 45 degrees, and then straight backwards. And as your balance improves, you can go further in each direction. Notice that this requires more of a knee bend, so this helps with activities like stepping downstairs or curbs, or if your leg is back this way, it helps with going upstairs. So that's the first exercise. Now, what if you have grandchildren that leave toys on the floor, or you have pets that run in front of your feet? You need to be able to step over them. And for the second exercise, we're going to use an object. You can use any object that's a few inches high, and obviously the higher the object is, the harder it is to do. However, I would recommend a stationary object like some yoga blocks or a step stool rather than something like a foam roller that could roll if you hit it. So for safety's sake, I would recommend using something that's a little bit more stationary and you won't get tripped up on. So for this exercise, you're just going to stand on one leg, step over, and then step back. Step over, and then step back. Step over, and then step back. Or with a higher object, step over, and then step back. Step over, step back, step over, step back. And practice doing that for 10 repetitions each leg. Ideally, you want to be able to do this without holding on, but it is probably a good idea to stand by a wall or a heavy piece of furniture to where if you do get tripped up, you can kind of catch yourself on the wall or the furniture. Now notice with those first 2 exercises, although we were moving, we weren't moving through space. One foot was still planted in the same location with both of those exercises. So for this last exercise, we're going to actually be moving through space. And this is really just sort of a more conscientious form of walking. When you're walking, instability tends to happen when you put weight on one leg, lift the other one up, and there's an instantaneous moment of instability in your leg. That's often due to either foot problems or hip problems, which we won't cover in this video, but you need to be able to have a firm balance over one leg in order to take a longer step. Many seniors will end up taking shorter or even shuffling steps because they don't feel confident being on one leg long enough to take a long step. So for this exercise, we're going to start out just taking a step, getting your balance over this leg, making sure that you're balanced before you pick this leg up. So make sure you've got your stability. Slowly shift weight over this leg until you're steady and balanced, and then take as long of a step as you can controlled. Get your weight balanced over this leg, and then slowly lift the other one up. Take as long of a step as you can, balance over this leg, slowly shift your weight, and pick the other one up, and so on and so forth. Now take note when you're doing this that you may need to do some things with the leg in a side-to-side motion. For example, you may need to stack hip, knee, toe over top of each other. You can't let your knee drift inwards when you're putting weight on one leg. So you'll step, make sure you have everything aligned, get your balance over the leg, and then progress on to your next step. So those were 3 balance exercises to help you decrease your fall risk when walking. If you'd like more balance exercises, check out our Balance and Mobility playlist for seniors right over here. But before you go, if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of our future videos.